after last episode's heartbreaking defeat in the playoffs, it's time to dust ourselves down and have a go at trying rebuilding the squad in order to help us get promoted. Hello, welcome to Club One Part 8 of the Globe Explorer. Coming up in today's episode, we do have our transfer window, but before we do any transfer business or figure out who's going to be staying with us next season, let's take a look at this new look end of season review. So as you can see, it does have the competition's transfer history, performance feedback, and projections for next year and the seasons to come after that. So competitions wise, obviously we were in the FA Cup and FA Trophy. You didn't know it because we got knocked out in the second qualifier round in the FA Cup and the FA Trophy. Don't know what round we got knocked out in. I presume. Yeah, it doesn't say, but I presume it was the qualifier rounds, which wasn't ideal. But actually, we got knocked out in the third qualifier round. So that's just the. I think that was the board expectation. So we did better than the board anticipated to, but I don't know why. I don't know if the competitions actually mean anything. In terms of transfer history, we did sign a lot of players, most of them loan players. Obviously, Daniel Watts is still out of contract. We have actually we can enter contract negotiations. I don't know how much he's gonna want, but let's see. Realistically, we can't afford £875 in terms of wages this season. I think we've got to be quite conservative, but we did sign a lot of great players. So Morgan Bates, I mean, he was a fantastic player. Had a sluggish end of the season, but still a great player. I wouldn't mind having him back for next year if Swansea allow us to. Obviously, James Hilson is another great player. He had 2 assists. I don't think you knew that, but he had 2 assists. A long kick over the top, and Bates ran onto both of them. In fact, the board, the performance feedback by and large fairly positive. Obviously, the board did want us to finish mid-table if we could find a club vision, which is here. So the board wanted us to finish mid-table. Obviously, we did do that. We obviously finished in the playoffs. Not too bad. Be competitive in the FA Cup. My contract doesn't expire. My contract expires end of next season. So at least I think my contract expires end of next season. Yes, with 1 year left of the contract, which is very, very good. But this end of season review is quite boring. There was not much information, but we have been given our budgets. We don't have any transfer budget, which is pretty normal. We've been given 10k wage budget. We are using up most of that. We're paying 9.83k 9.8k a week. We've got £489 spare wage budget. It's not much, but let's talk to the players and discuss our plans for next season. Hi guys, obviously most of you won't be here next season, but there is a few players that will be here, such as Pearson, Coulson, Brandon Back will be here next season, along with Josh Salmon. Jake Hicks might be. I don't know about him, but he might be. Let's talk about next season. Yeah, I'm confident we can do. I reckon we can get in the playoffs. I think top half next year. We won't go playoffs because I think they'll be absolutely crazy for saying that. I don't really. I think that'd be it for now. I don't want to talk to them about the FA Cup because I don't think that's important. But yeah, I'm very pleased with what we achieved. So yeah, next season top half. We know we. I did offer a £0 offer for. So I think we'll probably just. I don't know if they will accept that. They probably won't discuss with us because. Oh yeah, next season, let's negotiate that. So they want us to work within the wage budget. That's completely fine. It might be a little bit difficult to do, but I think we can deal with that. Grow the club's reputation. We can only do that by getting promoted or going on a decent FA Cup run. Make the most of set pieces. That's fine. Play high tempo, pressing football. Bit difficult to do when we play a wing play. 5-year plan. And be competitive in the FA Cup. They do want us to finish mid-table this year. Then next few years, they want us to reach the playoffs. Then that's top half finish. That's a bit ridiculous. Top half. So they want us to reach the playoffs the next season and go to top half. This is very unambitious. I think we're going to try and get promoted next year, but I think probably what I'm going to do is off camera try go through the squad, or sort of go through the squad. None of them might sign. I doubt. I don't know who's going to sign a contract. That's why I'm doing it off camera. Then I can take my time a little bit, but we'll probably come back when the transfer window opens. Then hopefully I should be back with hopefully some news of who will be staying and who will be going. Well, it's currently the 15th of June at the moment. We haven't signed anyone as of yet, but I think I have sort of decided who is staying and who is going. We have released a few players already. If I can figure out how to show the released players. So we have released Marcel McIntosh, who has joined Worthing on a free transfer. Obviously, was already out of contract. Then other players who have been released do include Daniel Martin. Obviously, he wanted a new contract, but he was asking too much. He ain't gonna get a pay increase. Will Dawes has also left the club. Owen Johnson, a youngster of ours, has also left the club, along with James Dodd, Jordan Bastin. You don't know who he is because obviously he spent the whole season with a cruciate ligament injury. He has left the club, along with Max Harris, obviously our goalkeeper. Jacob Jagger Kane has left the club, along with Ollie Chamberlain as well. And obviously other players have also left the club. Jason Pope left ages ago, but those are left ages ago. So that's the only players that have left the club at the moment. We haven't signed anyone as of yet, but this is what the squad looks like at the moment. If we just clear the squad at the moment, so we do have a couple of trialists. I did try and offer them contracts, but their wages are a bit of an issue. They wanted at least £1,000 a week. I am not doing that. I want to spend at least I'd say minimum £400 wages. That might be a bit ridiculous, but at the moment, still at the club is Jake Hicks, obviously youngster. I am planning on loading him out. He does he is he is enterprise self standard, so he might potentially there might be a spot for him in the first team. If we don't get in any other midfielders, we will keep him as a backup playmaker. Obviously, we've still got Josh Salmon in the squad, so he's still here. Brandon Back is also still here. He's wanted by Hereford on a transfer. What do they get Hereford in? I wonder. If they're in the Enterprise North, they're literally the same tier as us, so I don't think he's going to be going there on a transfer. If he does, they're going to have to pay 30k for him, which would be absolutely fantastic. For that sort of money for our sort of club would be lovely. James Hilson's still here, not injured now, which is very, very good. So he is fit and ready for the new season. So obviously we will get another goalkeeper. Also still at the club for next season is Lewis Britton, obviously Josh Salmon, Luke Colson and Sam Pearson. Obviously leaving the club will be Louis Henry, Morgan Bates, Kenzie Stretton and Daniel Watts. I did try and offer him a new contract, or offer him a contract, but he just wants too much money. Louis Henry is actually out of contract at his new. He was out of contract. Maybe I was looking at that. He's not out of contract now, but I guess he signed a. He must have signed a new contract. 23rd of May, yeah, 23rd of May, 2025. Yeah, he's just signed a new contract. He was out of contract, but not anymore. So the loan players will all be going back then. Other players leaving the club will be Callum Wood, Michael Smith, and James Waite. James Waite, he's a good player, but not really our standard of player. I think we will continue with the 4-4-2. It's a decent formation. If we can get the roles spot on, I reckon it's unstoppable, but I don't think we're going to be doing anything too fancy. So we do need another couple of strikers, because at the moment we've still got Lewis Britton and Brandon Back. I mean, Lewis Britton as a target forward wasn't too bad. 23 goals, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Again, if I can get Morgan Bates back for another season, I obviously will try, but at the moment, Swansea aren't really budging. Maybe they might be persuaded later on in the transfer window. But that's what we're working with at the moment. Again, I probably won't do any transfers until we get into July, when the loan players and the players that are out of contract have left the club. So I think probably what will come, will probably come back probably middle of July, and then hopefully, just hopefully, we might have signed a few players, or at the very least, I hope to have signed at least 5 players by the middle of July. Hopefully. Well, it's currently the 16th of July. We do have just under a month before we play our first National South League game, which is against Truro. That's not going to be a easy game, considering they did get relegated from the National League. But we have done a lot of transfer business. I mean, a lot. So let's take a look at the transfer business we have done so far. So leaving the club, obviously, has been Michael Smith, Emily Lewis. They both joined Anna United and the New Saints, both on free transfers. We have also released James Waite and Callum Wood. They both left the club. Don't think, did anyone leave on the back end of last season that I didn't tell you about? No, so that's all the outgoings all up to date. Then in comes first signing, Ali Omar. He's a Somalian centre back. He's actually, has he made any appearances for Somalia? Yeah, 7 caps, 1 goal. He's a centre back, 3.5 stars of current ability. Not really going to improve, but he is a good Enterprise South player. Not going to improve that much, but he comes in on a free transfer. Previously, we're playing experience with Farnborough, Larne, Bangor, Torquay. So he's been a local boy recently. Barnsley, numerous EFL experience as well. Next up, we've got Francis Guillama. He is a 19-year-old English left-back, 3 stars of current ability, 5-star potential, good Enterprise South player, potentially League 2 standard. That's what we're talking about. That's what we were searching for, that decent potential. Then next up, player we're all familiar with. I didn't think we were going to get him personally, but we have signed Daniel Watts, obviously Welsh central midfielder, 4 stars of current ability, 5-star potential, good leading Enterprise South player, potentially League 2. Obviously, he comes in on a free transfer from Swansea. Obviously, he had that loan spell. He had an alright loan spell, but I think he'll be even better now he's a permanent player for us. Next up, we've got, I think it's Simon. That's what I think. That's what I'm going with. Simon Terranorix. He is a English goalkeeper. He doesn't sound English, his name. I presume he's got some sort of a other nationality, but he doesn't, by the looks of it, I don't think. I don't know how you find the in nationalities. He's born in England and only raised in England, so he doesn't really have any foreign grandparents. So that seems a bit weird. But he's a good goalkeeper. 3 stars of current ability, 5-star potential. He's got potential League 2 standard again. One for the future. I'm very much thinking Hilson as first choice this year, but Simon might potentially push his way in. But Simon comes in on a free transfer from Birmingham, had a loan spell with Worksop last year in around no, not that, Enterprise North. Get it right, Jack. We'll get it right eventually. Last but not least, at the moment, is Ashton McWilliams. He is a English 18-year-old right back, 4 stars of current ability, 5-star potential, leading Enterprise South player, potentially League 1. He's our best player we've signed so far. He comes in from, who's he coming from? He's obviously a free transfer, comes in from Aston Villa. That's what we're talking about, those type of players. We did sign a right back, but I can't find him. He's here, that's right. Luciano Daria Henry. He's an all right back, 2.5 stars of current ability, 4-star potential. He's a good Enterprise South player, not really going to improve apart from that. He comes in on a free transfer from Farnborough. Again, another decent player. Again, and also cheap wages. That's what we were looking for with the backups. I want cheap wages and obviously not a lot of potential. For those that are starting, I don't mind paying them big wages. We do. This is what the squad looks like at the moment. Obviously, the goalkeepers, obviously, we've still got Hilson and new boy Simon. Centre backs, we've still got Miles and Greg Allen still at the club. Obviously, both out of contract, but I think we'll keep them out of contract for now. I don't think we're going to offer Miles a new contract or Greg. Because Greg, he's got enterprise national standard for potential, but I don't think we need to bother giving him a contract because no one's really made an offer for him just yet. And then obviously we've got new boy Ali Omar. Then obviously right backs we've got Luciano and Ashton and McWilliams. So I think we're happy. I'm happy with the right back spots. Left back obviously we've just got Francis at the moment. We probably just need a backup, just an experienced backup. Add a little bit of experience in there. I think the defense is pretty solid. So then obviously centre mids, it's all right at the moment. We've got Daniel Watts, Josh Salmon. They're probably going to be my starting partnership. Obviously Daniel Watts is, I don't know what his best role is. Midfield playmaker / central midfielder. I think he could probably be just a box standard central midfielder. What is Josh Salmon? Basically the same player. That's great. That's good. So they can interchange of what roles they play. Obviously, you've still got J Kicks at the club. I don't know if he's going to go out alone, but he has been listed. So if he does go out alone, he will go out alone. So potentially another comfortable central midfielder. Can Daniel Watts play right back? Did not know that. He's obviously not going to, but they might be in the future right back spot as a playmaker wing back. Never played that before, but that might be interesting. But definitely need another, at least one more central midfielder. Then wingers stay the same. We haven't added to them. We've still got Luke Colson and Sam Pearson. I think very much I wouldn't mind the first choice right mid because Luke Colson is good, but I don't think he's good enough to start every game. So definitely maybe a young right winger with decent potential. Obviously wages, yeah, maybe a loanee might fill out a. Definitely want to try and get in 5 loans. That's what I want to do. Then strikers still got obviously same as Ashley, Brandon Back and Lewis Britton. Brandon Back is still wanted by Hereford. They haven't offered him a contract yet, but that is the squad. Remember, with less than 4 weeks left to go until the start of the season, it's taking shape. We just need to get cracking and sign the rest of the squad. Wages, we've got plenty of spare wage budget. We're working with 3.69k, which is not too bad. Plenty of scouting budget. We're not going to move any of that into wage budget unless we have to do it for emergencies. But we have been signing most of the players using the player database system, which I find to be very useful. It's not very useful when it doesn't really give us an idea on the wages, but obviously we're not doing that. We're just using the scouter players, which is quite handy because you get to see who's available and who's not. But most of the time, they do want big contracts, but we're not going to worry about that too much. But hopefully, by the time we get around to the beginning of the brand new Enterprise South season, we should have hopefully signed, got together a good, great 23-man squad capable of winning promotion. Well, we have made it to the first day of the brand new Enterprise South season, and I can confirm we haven't signed every position that I wanted to sign. There's a couple of players, a couple of positions here and there that we've missed. We haven't bothered with a 4th choice striker yet, but obviously we're in the National South. It's not really a transfer deadline day as such, apart from in March where you have like a deadline where you can't sign anyone until June. But that's apart from that, I guess that's the bonus of being down in non-league. There's not really any transfer window as such. But let's go through all of the transfer business we have done in today's episode. We'll start off with the players that have left the club on the back end of last season. So obviously leaving the club, we said bye-bye to Ollie Chamberlain, Jacob Jacker-Kane, Max Harris, Jordan Baston, James Dodd, Will Dawes, Owen Johnson, Daniel Martin and Marshall McIntosh. And on the back end of last season, the released players were Michael Smith, Callum Wood, James Wright, and Edmund Lewis. Then incoming signings, we did sign one player on the back end of last season. Obviously, that was Luciano Daria Henry. He's a English right back. He won a free transfer from Farnborough. Moving on to this season, I don't know why I pressed portal. Then I've got to make my way back to transfer history. The first signing for this season was Ali Omar, Somalian centre back, came on a free transfer from Farnborough. Then moving on swiftly to Francis Guillaume. He's a English left back. Unfortunately, he's going into the new season with a little bit of an injury. He's going to miss. I'd say he's probably going to miss the first 5 games, which is unfortunate. But he came in on a free transfer from Stoke City. Then moving on to Daniel Rotz, obviously a Welsh central mid, came in on a free transfer from Swansea. Then moving on swiftly to Simon Terodoric. I think I pronounced that one correctly again. English goalkeeper, 3 stars of current ability. Came in on a free transfer from Birmingham. So that's he looks like a great signing. And Ashton McWilliams, he is a English right back. Came in on a free transfer from Aston Villa. Then moving on to the players you haven't met yet, so we've got quite a few players to get through. First up being Scott Hamilton. He is a Northern Irish striker. He's a centre forward, so basically Morgan Bates' replacement. 3.5 stars of current ability, 5-star potential, good enterprise staff, potentially League One standard. I tell you what, if this squad stays together, this team is going places. I'll tell you what. He speaking of Scott Hamilton, came in. Who did he come from? I don't. Most of these have been free transfers, by the way. He came in on a free transfer. Previously played for Nottingham Forest. Never actually played there, but started his career at Linfield. But hopefully he can try and cement his first team spot with us. Hasn't actually played any football games. And next up is actually a loan signing, Ralph Figrass. He is a English right midfielder, can play anywhere along the right hand side, preferably right mid. 3.5 stars of current ability, 5-star potential, good enterprise south, potentially League 2. He comes in on loan from Reading for this season. He had a loan spell at Tottenham last year. I do recognise the name because we did play against him. 10 goals, 8 assists. That is not too bad. I don't think he scored against us, which is good, but hopefully he scores a handful of goals and a handful of assists from that right hand side. Then next up, we've got a couple of backup players. First up being Lewis Hudson. He is a English left back, 2.5 stars of current ability, good enterprise south. He comes in on a free transfer from Hereford. Previously had player experience with Russell Olympic, Redditch, Coventry United, Coventry Sphinx, numerous Coventry teams. Spent most of his career at Coventry United, so I don't think that's a bad signing. A lot of experience, a good experience in the Enterprise North, not much experience in the Enterprise South, but he's only going to be a backup, and he's only £100 a week, so quite cheap wages. Moving on to Reese Miles Meekums, another player I think we've played against last year. He's a English left midfielder, 2.5 stars of current ability, good enterprise south player. He comes in on a free transfer from Horsham. Yeah, that's where I recognise him from. He played against us. 7 goals, 14 assists last season. He's got numerous non-league playing experience, mostly from Worthing and Horsham. Started off his career at Brighton and Hove Albion. Obviously, he never got going for Brighton, but hopefully turns out to be a decent backup for us. So next up, we've got Callum Cliff. Although last but not least, that's our final signing at the moment. He's a 18-year-old English centre-back, 3.5 stars of current ability, 5-star potential, leading enterprise south player, potentially League One. Another top-class youngster. I'm surprised that we've signed so many youngsters. We've signed some experienced players as well, or not, maybe just 2, but this is the squad going into the new season. So we've got, let's just clear this squad for now. So goalkeepers, we've got Simon Terranorics and James Hilson. I presume Hilson might be first choice for these for the first few games. It could be Simon. It could be switch out for one each game, possibly. As centre backs, we've got Ali Omar, Greg Allen, Miles Soda, and Callum Cliff. I am on the lookout for potentially another two, maybe. So I doubt Soda's going to be here for long because obviously out of contract. I think we can release him when we get in another centre back. Then right backs, we've got Ashton McWilliams and Luciano. So obviously Ashton McWilliams, very clearly the starter. Then left backs, we've got Francis Guillermo and Lewis Hudson. Lewis Hudson will be starting the first few games. Francis Guillermo out for another 8 weeks. So yeah, probably the first 5 games of the season, I just think. Then centre mids, we've got Daniel Watts, Jake Hicks still at the club currently. Though he is listed for loan. He can play and could improve a lot. That's promising. That's very promising. Then obviously also we've got Josh Salmon. That's it. We do potentially have another person joining us to be confirmed in the next episode, hopefully. Right mids, we've got Ralph Firegrass and Luke Colson, so very strong on the right hand side. Then left wingers, we've got Sam Pearson, who is carrying a little bit of a knock. He is fit to play 45 minutes in the next episode. Then obviously back up to him is Reese Miles Meekham. Then strikers, we've got Brandon Back, Lewis Britton, and Scott Hamilton. So I don't know. Lewis Britton seems to have dropped off a cliff his ability, so he might be first choice. He might be back up this year. Brandon Back still got decent potential, could improve a lot. I tell you what, he could be equally his first choice because what is his best role? Is he a target forward? He is a target forward, so that is very, very good. So yeah, potentially Brandon Back could be the target forward that we're looking for this season. I don't know. Let's take a look at the season preview, see where we're predicted to finish. So it does have the positions on there now because it didn't before. I presume that was the update as well. So we are predicted to finish 8th. That's not too bad considering we were overachieving last year. That's not too bad. Do we have anyone in the Dream 11? By the looks of it, no. I'm quite surprised that we didn't have anyone there. But what's the best 11, predicted 11? Hilson a goal, back for McWilliams, Cliff, Omar and Hudson. That seems probably correct for the first game, yeah. Pearson and Colson, Watson Salmon, Britton and I think that's pretty much bang on. Now, I think for the first time, the predicted 11 might actually be the actual 11 that plays in the first game of the episode. And with that being it, obviously there will be more transfers coming up in the next episode. And also, we will be playing our first Enterprise South fixtures of the brand new season against Truro and Hornchurch. If you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more Daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.